Barbershop 3. They probably want to make 4 so they can release a box set and call it the Barbershop Quartet.
Good.
Thank you. Once again, it sees Ice Cube as Calvin, the Chicago barbershop owner, plus the usual regulars. So you've got Cedric the Entertainer as aging snipper Eddie. You've got Eve, you've got Anthony Anderson, Sean Patrick Thomas. And this time round, it also includes Nicki Minaj, whose bottom is so relentlessly focused on in this film, it needs its own credit. It's unbelievable. This time around, Calvin is trying to stop the violence that is so ruining the south side of Chicago that he loves, and they all come up with a plan. This is Barbershop 3.
I'd like to say something. Look, Eddie, you once said that the barbershop is the pillar of the neighborhood.
Damn right.
So we use that, right? We turn the shop into our safe space for the weekend, right? Neutral grounds where both sides can come together peacefully.
I like that.
Yeah, turn this place into Switzerland.
Exactly.
Ain't no way in hell the South Side is ever gonna resemble any parts of Switzerland.
Look, we could try to get both sides to come together and agree to a ceasefire. And then we can get the Chicago celebs to tweet about it and talk about it, get them to support.
That's good, Gerard. That's
You know
good.
what? He's right. That means that we have to give them something to see.
Yeah, maybe we could just give away free gifts, like a radio promotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who's supposed to pay for these free gifts?
Dre's right. We need some incentive to bring people out.
Yeah.
I don't want to state the obvious here, but this is a barbershop. We could just do what we already do, for free.
It's pretty much like the other ones. The plot is, I think it's fair to say, casual and loose.
What does that mean, casual?
It's not exactly high octane.
Okay.
A lot of the film is people sat around the barbershop, chatting, hanging out, talking. And that's kind of fun. You know, Eddie is a funny character, and they do manage to get in some relatively insightful conversations in there about female equality and stereotypes and gun control. And it's a simple watch. I mean, it's mainly just in one location, in the actual shop, and it's inoffensively uneventful. I actually think the most interesting thing about this, and this is how it does differ a bit to the others, I think, is that it's so specifically about Chicago. It's even more specific. It's about the south side of Chicago, which is the more ethnically diverse part, the more financially diverse part of the city. And there are references to areas and to organisations and to charities that sometimes you do feel like you're watching local TV. There seems to be very little concession made to anyone outside of the Illinois area. And it's at a time when a lot of films are thinking so massively and globally and thinking about we've got to appeal to the Chinese market and we've got to appeal to this market. This actually is really insular. It's like they don't want to appeal to anybody outside of the city of Chicago. Although when you watch the end credits, it says, filmed entirely in Atlanta, Georgia. You're like, hang on. This is like a celebration of Chicago and you don't even film it there. Look, it's not some great artistic or comedic masterpiece, but I think the whole appeal of the Barbershop films is that they have that easygoing charm about them, like you're dropping in on old friends, and this still has that charm. But there will be a lot of references, unless you're a Chicago native, there will be a lot of references that you just won't get.
See, I haven't seen Barbershop 1.
Or 2.
Or Barbershop 2.
Or
So
Beauty Shop, the spin-off.
how much of a disadvantage am I at?
Not really, not really, because they are just people chatting and having fun, and like I said, the plot isn't exactly tight. I think you can just drop in and find it very easy to understand.